What's going on, guys? In the video today, I want to talk about something that I struggled with for a while and I've just recently been able to fix. And so I hope to give hope to people who may have thought that there was no options for them or a way to fix it, and that's joint pain. I dealt with joint pain for a long time and just recently employed a lot of different means to fix it, and I was shocked to feel like I gained so many years back after doing these things. In my 20s, I did a lot of lifting, more bodybuilding type workouts, isolated lifts and stuff like that. You know, the stupid stuff you do when you're young, you don't know anything about functional fitness. And I did a lot of that kind of training, and I banged my joints a lot and put a lot of strain on them. In my 30s, when I started getting back into martial arts training and MMA training and jiu-jitsu and all kinds of stuff, the pain in my joints just became more and more. As I started competing in Brazilian jiu-jitsu with the judo throws and all the locks and all the grappling, a lot of people that I trained with and a lot of fighters had a lot of knee problems, and I started to develop knee problems, and I just assumed again that was just part of the game, that was just inevitable. Matter of fact, one of my professors at the time had come off of double knee surgeries, and so I just thought, okay, this is just, this is the price. This is the price of this type of training. And then still, as I was doing strength and conditioning, the pain just started to increase, and I just kind of would roll things out. I didn't even know how to roll out my muscles at that time. I would just roll with it, and kind of once I got warmed up, I would deal with the pain. I would wear knee braces and all kinds of things. And then I started to learn more about functional fitness training, started doing more of that and less of the isolated lifting. Still trying to do one like heavy lift day a week to maintain some strength and mass, but moving more towards functional fitness. That alleviated some of the joint pain, but pretty much all through my 30s, I dealt with moderate to severe joint pain, primarily in my knees. And so just, again, working around it, wearing knee braces, stretching where I could. Then I learned how to roll out, doing rolling on rollers and stuff like that, doing that, and that seemed to alleviate some of the pain. But just moving forward to where it got to a point where I could barely squat without knee braces on, and then it got to a point where I could barely squat, and I just was like, this is just where my body's at, and I told myself that there was no solution. This is just the damage that I had done, and that my joints were just kind of worn, and I was just gonna have to do a better job of protecting them by wearing these braces and all this other stuff. And I had just convinced myself that I did not have a way out of it, that my joints had deteriorated from years of training or decades of training. And then I started to go see Dr. Craig from the Movement Project. If you are in Denver or in Colorado for that matter, you need to get down to the Movement Project. I'm gonna put his website right here, and you need to check out Dr. Craig. That guy saved me years. That said, he started to talk to me about recovery and what I needed to do to improve that type of pain. And at that point, when I finally went to go see him, I could barely squat. I couldn't lunge. My elbow joints had actually started to hurt, where I couldn't even do like tricep extensions comfortably. I started wearing elbow sleeves, so my elbows started to hurt. Then from just grappling and lifting and everything, my wrist started to hurt, and it's just every joint was in pain, and I did not have an answer for it. So as I started to go see Dr. Craig, he started to do some dry needling, and that actually shockingly relieved a lot of the pain. And then he explained to me that what it was is I had tendonitis in my knees and my elbows and whatnot because of all the strain of the muscles pulling against my tendons. I caused basically tendonitis in all my joints, and I just needed to loosen up the tissues around and do a better job of doing that post-workout, and loosening up the muscle tissues so that it could loosen up the tendons and whatnot, because there's not a way to like get to your tendons. I mean, through dry needling maybe, but at home there really isn't. And so what he recommended to me was a percussion massager, and make sure that I hit my joints with that. So that's why these percussion massagers have become so popular. Now, I'm a fan of the Recover Fund. This is the one I use, and it saves me so much on joint pain. And all I do basically is I just hit the muscles around the joint that's aggravated. And then what that does is it loosens up the tissues, and then it loosens up the tendons. And then the pain goes away. And so I started to do that on my forearms and my biceps, and I don't have to wear those sleeves anymore. The pain went away. With my knees, same thing. I started to use it around my calves and my quads, my hamstrings. It was painful at first, but that just showed me how much tension was in there. Of course, going to see him from time to time for dry needling helped with that. And then the final thing that I truly believe helped with the joint pain was collagen. Now, I don't always buy into supplements that say, okay, well, you can rebuild your skin, you can rebuild your joints. I just don't know. At one point I remember seeing something where GSP was taking shark cartilage to improve his joints, and I didn't know if that was a legitimate thing. But I did start to see more and more about collagen. So I initially started throwing unflavored collagen powder into my protein shakes, and I started to think, okay, it could be, I was feeling better, my joints were feeling better, to where I was getting into like some really deep squats, and not just squats, my squat numbers were going up, and getting into Olympic weightlifting, getting like overhead squats, snatch squats and squat cleans and stuff that I was never able to do because of all the pain in my joints. And that all kind of started getting better. On top of putting the powder into my protein shakes, I started taking these. Now this was the first one that I bought, and this is the best kind I think you can find. It's from U Theory. Let me get that up to the camera. And I think I'll maybe find their website and put a link in the comments, but I bought this at Costco, okay? So U Theory collagen, and this is the first one that I used, and I started to see some improvement there. But I was looking online, and my wife on Amazon found that U Theory made a men's version, and so she bought this for me. This is the men's collagen from U Theory, and again, I ordered this regularly off of Amazon. Okay, so taking those, again, just not sure what was doing it, but I think a combination of all of it, taking collagen and using a percussion massager and stretching and rolling things out, and really honestly taking my recovery seriously. That was something that Dr. Craig stressed to me, is that I took my training seriously, but I did not take my recovery seriously in the sense that doing all the things to ensure that my body can recover from the intense training that I am regularly putting it through. I am in my 40s now, and my body, I feel like I gained 10 years, 20 years back. I'm in better shape than I was in my 20s. I'm in better shape than guys in their 20s that train at my gym. I was able to turn the clock back or heal my body so that it can perform better. And I hadn't competed in jiu-jitsu in 5 years. And I recently decided, with the way I was feeling and how everything was going, and after getting my eye fixed, I was like, I needed to really conquer that. So I recently competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament and I took gold. So everything is just coming together. And this is in my 40s, guys. So you really need to do all the right things. And I feel like this combination of things really can help you with joint pain. One other thing that really helped when it came to my wrist, and as I started to do Olympic lifts, my wrist started to really get painful. And then I do a lot of kettlebell stuff, so I started to feel a lot of pain in my wrist. So that was another thing, to where I could barely bend my wrist like that. It was too painful. I stumbled across this. It's called a flex bar. And I didn't quite know how effective this thing would be. And I still don't really understand the science behind how it works. But whenever my wrist hurts, and I do use wrist wraps to secure my wrist from time to time, but whenever my wrist hurts, I do a series of movements with this flex bar, such as these and these and these. And I don't know, even like seriously, just shaking it like this is one of the moves. But I don't really know how this works. I do really read up on the science. I don't think it came with much when I bought it as far as explaining the logic, but it really helps my wrist. So when there's pain in my wrist, I do some movements with this, and I swear to God, the pain goes away. I'm not kidding, and I swear by it, okay? To where I've got quite a few people in here using this thing. We kind of always fighting over it, especially me and my wife. But anyway, all these things combined have helped my joint pain. Now, I want to stress one thing for sure. If in fact you are suffering from something that could be more medical, then you need to go see a doctor if you think there's a tear or there's genuine pain. So there's something we say here a lot with in our martial arts classes and our strength conditioning. We say, are you hurt or are you injured? So whenever we are grappling or we're sparring and somebody gets hit or fallen down or gets submitted or something gets strained, we always make sure we say, are you hurt or are you injured? And most of the time people can tell. And if you think you are injured, you need to get to a doctor. Okay, I am not a doctor, so I'm not telling you that these things can fix medical issues. So go find out if it is a medical issue or if it's some kind of strain or tendonitis or something of that, something in that arena, and then these things can potentially work to help you. So the remedy that I found for all my joint pain, and I'm serious when I say this, like a decade or more, I'd say maybe 12 years or more of mild to moderate to becoming severe joint pain was these things. Collagen. I was unflavored collagen. I put in my protein. You can get whatever collagen powder you want if you want to go that route. But I swear by this collagen supplements from U Theory. These things, I've been taking them for months now, and it's got to be working, because I cannot imagine that just through the percussion massager and stretching and all this stuff, because I did things similar to that and I was not getting relief. So it's got to be the collagen supplementation that is helping. Again, a solid percussion massager. I recommend this one because watch my review on this. As far as saving yourself a lot of money, you want to get an affordable massage gun. You don't need to be spending $500 to $700 on a massage gun, or even $300. This Recover Fun is amazing, and it's $99. Again, you can check the review on my channel. If it's a matter of pain in your wrist, I recommend this Flex Bar. You can just go into Amazon or wherever and just type in Flex Bar. Okay, so that is how I dealt, recovered, and improved joint pain. My joint pain now is non-existent. Once I was able to repair all the damage over the years, now it's a matter of just maintaining it. And like my Dr. Craig from the Movement Project, like he told me, taking my recovery seriously and spending time on it, and taking it as seriously as I take my training, because I cannot train hard if my body's falling apart afterward. All right, so that's the end of this video, guys. That's all the information I have to share on my journey with joint pain. I hope it helps. And remember, guys, no excuses. Keep fighting for fit, and I will see you guys in the next video.